What's up, peeps? So I got her clothes off. I hate stripping yellow paint, especially the thick yellow paint that was on this. So what I've established is this has some kind of top. I'd like to know what species of wood this top is. You can barely see the top, but it's yeah, you can see that there's a top on this, a veneer, and the back has it too. So you can see in here, in the cavity, more than likely this guitar started out life as a black guitar. More than likely, if it's a real BC Rich, it is Agatha wood. I don't know how to identify Agatha wood. Don't know a lot about wood. I'm learning rapidly. This is a hunk of mahogany I bought from Menards. You could tell this is probably nothing even remotely close to mahogany, but maybe I'm wrong. Now, if you do a little Google search on I asked Google, why is Agatha wood bad? And it says that it's not necessarily true. Now, I'm not the one to espouse or to regurgitate what I read. I didn't prepare for this dialogue that I'm speaking now. But it may not be the worst thing in the world to work with. And if it's cheap and I can get stuff that's quarter sawn or whatever I need, I don't think you even need quarter sawn for bodies. Somebody could verify that. If I could get some cheap wood, I have to practice. I have the tools. I know that I'm perfectly capable of creating guitar bodies. I know it's within my scope of abilities. It's just a matter of getting the right materials and talking to the right people. And so I kind of went on a segue there. I'm still trying to identify this kind of wood. So far, unless I really work hard and take this top off, which may happen, all we got to go by are these striations. It reminds me of I have an ash guitar. It would be... Now, you can also see that it is several pieces as we expect, so more than likely this is... I may take this top off because it's on level anyways, and I want to put a veneer on here anyways. I wanted a flat top guitar so I could practice putting veneers on too. I have some Les Pauls that I could practice with, but I'm going to show you some pieces to those here in a minute. But I think it's best if I practice the technique of, putting a veneer on a flat top guitar first. It just makes sense to me. I'm sure most people would agree. So part of the scope of my channel is going to be to investigate BC Rich. I don't mean like, are they a good company or are they bad? Just the rumors that have persisted about them. So another thing that Google said about Agatha wood is it has tonal characteristics indistinguishable from mahogany. Bet you didn't know that. I didn't either until I read that. So I've seen evidence of that already, and I've already tapped on the guitar in other videos. I'll do it again. So just to give you an idea, now these two are going to sound different, but maybe you'll hear what I hear. Maybe I'm just hearing things because I want to hear things. What's important, I would think, is in the center. See, this crack in here bothers me. I would like somebody to tell me what might be the best course of action for this. I'm not worried about its integrity on the guitar. I think it would probably be a bad idea to squeeze it from the sides. Now, I could build cauls that fit these shapes, and I don't have a clamp that big enough, but it's not the end of the world. I could go buy one. But the crack goes all the way through, and it's a hairline crack. I'm thinking of possibly opening up and putting super glue, because it seems like wood glue, the only way I would be able to get it down through there is by diluting it, and I don't see a lot of good luthiers doing that. I'm not calling. So, anyways, cheap guitars. This is not a cheap guitar. Like, I'm pretty sure this is a real one. The guy said it's a, that's another point that I would like help with, is help identifying this. This is the only evidence we really have other than the way the routes are cut. This is evidence right here. Most of the time you don't have a route that does like this, and I don't see why the Chinese would waste their time with that. It would just be like a rectangle, so I really don't think this is a Chinese one. The wood, I don't know. I had a BC Rich Ironbird with the Crackle Fire finish a long time ago, and it was a platinum edition, and I remember seeing very similar inside the body. I'm not saying that this was a Crackle guitar. I'm saying this is the black overspray in this cavity, or whatever, you know. I think y'all understand. I think you can understand where I'm getting at. So I'm pretty sure it is. I have a Chinese guitar kit on its way, and we're going to compare that and this. So this is not a cheap guitar. I'm going to show you in a future video. I'm going to discourage people from buying the late 60s guitars, and it's from personal hard-won experience. So this is a guitar that I'm in the process of restoring, and this is an Angelica lawsuit era, you know, Les Paul. Now the construction on this is very interesting, but not right. So what you have here is a semi-hollow body chambered guitar. That makes it cool. We're going to find out together if the sound of it, I have the original humbuckers for it, which are garbage. They are them fake single coils. But we're going to find out together if this has some nice tonal qualities. But I brought it out just to demonstrate, you know, cheap construction from a long time ago. And I also have one of those Les Paul Chinese ones. These Chinese guitars are far better than them stupid Tiescos back in the day. They're way better than all the bootleg guitars from back in the day, except for a few exceptions. This is probably one of those exceptions, and it's still kind of shitty, you know. When they were buying this was not disclosed. It wasn't disclosed. They just pick it up, you know, and it plays the way they want, or you know what? They didn't know any better, because these single coil humbuckers, I think some people are thinking they're charming these days, but I'm going to give them a shot because I haven't played a set of those in 20 years, but I can tell you. So this is one of them cheap Chinese guitar kits, but this is an older one. So this one was a mess. So the reason I got this kit, I traded it for another guitar and some other stuff, but they screwed up when they sent it to them. I'm having a hard time getting the heel correct because I hadn't done this kind of woodworking. I got it pretty close, so I think it'll be all right. We'll get into this project some other time. But I just wanted to show you that the reason I brought this out here is this is a small example of I'm not going to be bringing y'all crap. I did this headstock freehand with a Dremel and a drum sander and a diamond file. Now, I had a piece of binding from a fake headstock veneer, and I used that to trace out my shape. but I didn't use a jigsaw or anything to cut it out initially. I just shaped it. Now, it's not perfect. It's not meant to be perfect. It's just, you know, I wanted to make a demonstration of my steady hand, and that's what I did there. I'm going to be making some really cool stuff on my channel, and I think in a very near video, I'm going to talk about the scope of this channel and what I hope to accomplish. Anyways, if you watched till the end, thanks for watching, and please, please, if you got some answers for this guitar for me, please let me know. Thank you so much.